Hello everyone, my name is Aklilitas Faldet and this video is about chapter 5 podcast review. And from the 3 podcasters, I choose option 2, which is reservations. And the question number 1, what general terms about humanity, global village does this podcast illustrate? The podcast illustrates that having money doesn't automatically lead you to happiness or peace. Communities still face hard choices about how to use wealth wisely without losing their identity. It also shows how sudden economic change can deeply affect any community relationships, priorities, and futures. Question number 2. What lesson can students of intercultural communication learn from this podcast episode? Intercultural communication students can learn from this podcast. Economic success can bring cultural changes, especially in communities with strong traditions. The episode shows how sudden wealth can create tension between modernization and cultural preservation, and how important it is to respect community values, history, and identity when change happens. Question number 3. How did this podcast help you to understand the perception, self-identity, or cultural context of the people in the episode? This podcast showed me how their identity are deeply tied to community, tradition, and cultural preservations, not just financial success, and it revealed how their decisions about using casino monies were shaped by a desire to protect their values and futures, rather than just seeking personal wealth. Question number 4. How might you respond or feel if you are involved in this story? Choose one character or group to relate to this question. If I were involved in this story as a member of the Ojibwa tribe, I might feel proud of the success, but also worried about how the money could affect the traditions and relationships. I would feel a strong responsibility to make sure the wealth helps the whole community, not just as a few individuals, and to protect our culture, values for future generations. Question number 5. In what year was the podcast published, and how might that historical context have impacted in which a story was told? The podcast was published in 1988. The historical context shaped the story to focus more on the tension between new wealth and traditional values, highlighting both the hope and concern that comes with sudden financial success. Question number 6. Who is the reporter who created this episode, and how might that reporter background have impacted the way in which the story was told? The episode was created by Alex Spingle, and her background in the story-driven, human-centric reporting allowed her to go beyond economics and reveal how the sudden wealth impacted identity, value, communal cohesion in a cultural, meaningful way. And that's it. I thank you.